It's time to sit by a beach and share some truth again. Now, my previous video, I mentioned to you guys that I'm nearly broke. And there's a lot of kindness out there. A lot of you people have shared a lot of love and support and all this kind of stuff, which I'm very much appreciative of. And there's a few people that express concern for my situation, which I also understand. But I thought I would share this side of life with you guys because I haven't on previous videos. And more than likely, a lot of you guys came in to this channel or subscribed or know my face or my word from I lived in a van in London, and I was working a job, I was getting out of the system, I was in debt, saving money, living in the back of my van whilst I built it, and then quit my job. Wow, cool. And then go traveling the world. And you think, wow, I want to be like this guy because I want to escape the system. And, people previously were asking me, how do you be free? How do you make money? And I've, created another video just being straight up with you guys saying there's no secret to this. It's just, for me, get a high paid job, clear my debt, get some money behind me and quit. But the side that you don't see is when funds start getting low. And that's why I wanted to share that video with you guys, the previous video when I said funds are running out. Because I didn't quit my job. This is not a millionaire success story where I'm quitting my job with loads of money and then I can just travel the world for the rest of my life with no concern of making money or anything like this. And that's really why I want to do this video, because a lot of people express concern with me saying I've only got about £3,500 left in my bank account. A little bit less now because we went to Lidl to do some shopping. But we are still shopping sensibly, as you can see by going to Lidl. But what I really want to say, guys, the truth is, I'm not concerned in the slightest, so you shouldn't be. Now, I have lived my whole life like this. Literally, since being a plumber at 16, yes, I left school at 16, went straight into being an air conditioning engineer and then went on to being a plumber. I've got a video about quiet quitting, which really talks about various jobs and stuff like this situation, so I'm not going to ramble on about that in this video. But what I'm saying to you is I've always taken risk. When I left my plumbing / air conditioning because I was working with a bunch of dickheads, I got a £5,000 loan. I had a £3,000 overdraft at the time, and I bought a mobile fish and chip van. And I didn't even like fish and chips, and it was totally out of desperation to escape the current situation that I was living, and I was willing to do anything. And we went to the pub one night, had a discussion, we ended up coming up with a fish and chip van, and me and my mate Tom decided, bollocks, let's go for it, because he didn't really like his job either. He was a chef. Now, I'll share the full journey of that business because it was a wild one, and it eventually worked. And the reason that I'm saying this to you is because there was a time in that business where I didn't have a clue what I was doing. I'd never cooked fish and chips. Neither had my mate, even though he was a chef. Yes, that's a fact. And we both didn't have a clue what we were doing. And it was a disaster to start off with, that business. The fish and chips were horrendous, quite literally to the point where the first customer, we put the fish and chips down, she looked at it and said, lads, what is that? You cannot serve that. But I'll share the full story about that as where it ended up, because it ended up working out. We made money, and it was actually a very successful business. It actually won awards, national awards. But the reason that I'm sharing this story with you is because there came a time in that business when, after it was about 3 months of trying, that all of my overdraft was gone. I literally used that to buy the van, the loan, the rest of it. And I was literally living off, I don't know, a few £100s, because I didn't really have overheads. I was still living with my parents at the time. And that business, literally, I got to a position where it was a few days until my loan payment was going to come out on that £5,000, which is about 130, 140 quid, something like this. And the business was not working. And I literally went out a few days before, and somehow the business worked. And whatever it was, we got it right. We got the recipe right, we got the business right, the marketing, flyering, all this. I'll explain this on the other video so you guys can see what we did. And it worked, and we made about 300, 350 quid or something like this. And I literally went to the bank, I put in that cash, and I could pay for my loan. And the reason I'm sharing that with you is because I have been playing a high-risk game all of my life. And I understand it doesn't suit most people. And judging by some of the comments, 95% of the comments is just pure love and pure support. And I love you back for it and appreciative for it. But I just want to share it with those guys that are potentially concerned or don't live on the side of risk. You know, say, you know, you're stupid, you should get a job. It's easy, just get a job and all this kind of stuff. Let me tell you, I've had 11 jobs in my time. I've had different businesses. I've made lots of money from jobs, and I've also made peanuts from jobs. I've had businesses that have had failed and businesses that have succeeded. And the reason that I am going to continue playing the high risk game, to some it's high risk, to others not so much, is because in the past it has got down to the absolute last few pennies where we're ultimately at the highest amount of risk, to the point where, shit, what am I going to do? Literally, if this does not work today, I'm not going to be able to afford my loan on Wednesday or whatever day it was. That's how close it's come. And I've been here many times. And the truth is, on the times that it hasn't worked, because I've had positions where it has not worked, and this is why I shared this story with you, saying that I'm running out of money, it's close to the wire again, because who knows, let's see. Don't you at least find it interesting, the fact that it might not work? I'm not sat here with you saying, guys, yeah, this is brilliant. Look, we've traveled the world and now all of a sudden my stuff has taken off and YouTube has made me rich and we've got loads of money, and now you're just hearing about a success story. No, that's not the case. You are now hearing from someone who's in this position where it is that day, and you're looking at it, think, holy shit, we've got this coming out, we've got this payment coming out, I need to buy fuel, I need to buy food, I've got to get back to the UK, I'm currently in Greece. Yes, we made it into Greece. For those who know, I was travelling through Turkey, lost my driver's licence, fortunately we got into Greece. But anyway, this is the fun part of the journey. Surely this is the interesting part of the journey for you guys. It'd be boring if I was playing it sensibly. And especially if you are the person who doesn't really take too much, and that's fine. But wouldn't it be boring if everyone was like you? The reason that you find it interesting, or at least watch that previous video, is because you disagree with it and you think, this is crazy. How's he going to make money? He's got no money and he's running out of money and all this kind of stuff. Yes, you're right. But based on my past experiences, sometimes in this position, when you're nearly running out of money and it seems like there is no hope, sometimes, boom, it works and you manage to turn it round. And that's what happened with the fish and chip business. And that's why I cannot just come back now, even though I've got £3.5 grand left in my account. It's going to cost, I don't know how much fuel it's going to cost. It's going to cost at least £1,000 to get back to the UK with the journey that we've got planned. We've got to buy food, and there's insurance and all the other bills and stuff like this. And you guys probably know how much YouTube is paying me. So yes, it's going to be touch and go. But honestly, I thrive off this. I find it fun. I like the not knowing. I like the risk. I like this side of the fence. And I could come back to the UK and just get a job and play it safe. But the truth is, someone else said, you know, I would have advised you when you had your high paid job to stay another 2 years and get more money behind you. Yes, that would have been a sensible thing to do. Yes, that would have been given me more time. But here's what I would also say. What happens if my t-shirt business or YouTube or whatever else happens? What happens if it does take off? And yes, I get to the wire, but then boom, just like my fish and chip business in the past, it works and I make money. Then I didn't need to wait. The waiting game is playing it risk-free, sensible. And to be honest with you, I don't play on that side of the fence. And I understand that if you do, that's absolutely fine, but I don't. So we will see. But I wanted to share this with you guys because this is where I'm at, but this is also where my mind is at. I'm still feeling good. We're still trying and we're still going full steam ahead. But will it work? Will we get out of the potential hole? Who knows? I guess we will all see. But either way, I'm certainly excited for the t-shirt business because I've been designing more and these are epic. Another thing, we've got the domain that has now gone live. You guys can't see it because it's password protected at the moment. But we've got a storefront and the domain, listen to this, Kindness Clothes. And the idea is love, happiness, peace, all this kind of thing with the imagery on the front. And then there's going to be a message on the back of love, support, kindness so people can see this. And it's all about spreading kindness and love with the world. But there we go, we'll see. Will it work? Hopefully so. And hopefully this is one of those ones that in the future we look back and this is a success story and we can look back on this and think, wow, it was worth taking the risk, or holy shit, that was close. But this is fun, this is interesting, and I thrive off this. But anyway, whether you choose a risk-free life, a completely risky life, or everything and anything in between, I wish the best for you. And yeah, we'll see what happens. So peace and love to everyone as usual, and I'll catch you guys on the next video. I need a shave as well, can't afford one at the minute. That's a joke. Peace, see you soon.